This is a pilot's map of a raid we did to Kiel on the 50th of September 44. We start here at Driffield, and this is different from our usual run. It's straight over the North Sea. Instead of over enemy territory, it's a sea journey over Denmark and into Kiel on the Baltic. And here marked in the map are the known flak zones and areas to try to avoid where we'll get opposition. And that's the route in, and this is the route out. And we were attacking harbour installations, and of course it's a great submarine base at Kiel, and we would be trying to damage any kind of activity over there for that operation. This is a pilot's map for a raid to Rüsselsheim, which is at Frankfurt in southern Germany. It was the home of the BMW engine works, which are used for aero engines. And on this pilot's map I've got here call sign as Buzz Bomb. That's call sign is to the master bomber. The master bomber would mark the target, but in view of communication to main force, he may be in a position to broadcast that he wants to change the bombing direction for some reason, so he uses the call sign Buzz Bomb, and it uses RT just for all the aircraft in the vicinity of the target. And it's got here that for the time on target is 15 minutes after midnight, and in this flak zone they have target indicators using from 009 at 9 minutes past midnight. The target indicators will be coloured white and green. After 9 they change to red. The purpose of that is so that you know what you are bombing is the right aiming point. Otherwise the Germans will institute what they call a spoof, which is a false target 3 miles out in the countryside where the bombs will fall harmlessly. So that's why they change the colour of the target indicators, to make sure the bombs fall on the target indicators, which are right on the target. If the target indicators are not on the target, the master bomber will call up Buzz Bomb calling, bomb 200 yards to the west, or he will make an alteration like that. So that was some of the fine-tuning they used for pinpoint bombing. These marks here on the route in are known flak zones and fighter drones. Try to be, if they can't be avoided, well, be on watch, or you'll be dead. This is an army cooperation shot where markers were put down, and we had to be extremely careful we didn't overshoot or undershoot, because you don't want to bomb your own troops. But it was one requested by General Montgomery, and we cooperated in order to destroy German installations that our army couldn't crack. So that was the kind of army cooperation work we used to do.
And this photo here, Jubby, that would have been taken directly after you released.
Oh yes, yeah, this is taken on the release of the bombs on that target, yes. This is an operation, again with the Army. They called it Cadillac 2. Again, they put down markers where we had to be very careful that there were no undershoots or overshoots, but to target exactly where the target indicators went down. And we went in daylight and only from 10,000 feet, so it made the bombing quite accurate, which is right in the middle of that photo actually. So that was quite a successful Army co-op too. This is a aircraft photo after bombing of a raid to Nordstern, which is an oil refinery in the Ruhr. We took was it 8 1,000 pounders and bombed from 17,000 feet, and we seem to have a middle of the target aiming point, so that probably lost them a lot of fuel that they needed for their submarines and aircraft, so hopefully we did a bit of good there. This is a bombing photo of the attack on Tielemont-Gossencourt, which is in Belgium. It's a important fighter aerodrome, and what Bomber Command decided on that day was to bomb all the important fighter drones at the one time on the one day in order to try to keep them all on the ground or keep them grounded for as long as they could. So we went in daylight and had a good operation. We could see it clearly and we got a smack in the middle aiming point. So I think we put that aerodrome out of action without a problem. So that might have struck a blow for the war effort. We hope so anyway. This is Jubb when he's learning to fly the sturdy Wirraway beside him here. After all, when we finished flying these, we still only had 200 hours, so we were pretty inexperienced, but we were full of hope, full of enthusiasm. Here we are again at Uranquinty in our Wirraways. Yeah, this is me, and this bloke, Andy Devine, was killed in Bomber Command laying mines in the Baltic. He died there. Dave Wilson was posted and flew Kitty Hawks in the Pacific. This bloke flew in Pathfinders in Bomber Command, and this bloke, Thwaites, became an instructor and spent the whole war instructing pilots in Australia. So those are just some of my old mates. There's a bunch of hopefuls who've not long arrived in Great Britain, on top of the Grand Hotel at Brighton, the hotel where the attempt was made on Margaret Thatcher's life. Here we are on top, and this is me, and this is John Harvey, who did a tour in Lancasters in Bomber Command, and this is Bullhead Beddoe from Victoria, who, while training in Lancasters on a night cross-country, flew into the Pennine chain and killed him and his whole crew. That was the end of poor old Beddoe. Here we are at Moreton in the Marsh, training on the Big Wellington, which I enjoyed. We've got a bomb aimer, Edie, me, Brett the wireless operator, and here our rear gunner, Christopherson. There's a couple of crew members missing there, but anyway, that's taken during our training period. This is my crew when we'd first arrived, probably at the conversion unit. This is the mid-upper gunner, Bruce Sharp. This is the rear gunner, Christopherson, an English. He's an Australian, Bruce Sharp. This is Peter Brett, the wireless operator. And this is the little Pommy flight engineer, Bluey Bryden, good little fella. This is the bomb aimer, Doug Eady, an Irishman, comes from Killarney. This is the pilot, me, and here's the navigator, Burden, who's, there he is with his fingers stuck up because, as he assured all of us, the war, we shouldn't be in this war, it's all due to the bosses. So, coming from a coal miner family, he had staunch communist political views, which didn't do him a lot of good in prison camp. But anyway, that's a story on him. This is the cockpit of the Halifax. I thought I'd just indicate a few of the complications. Here the throttle control and the pitch controls above that, and then the undercarriage controls, and here the Mark 14 bomb sight downstairs up in the nose. Pilot seat here, and underneath that is where the pilot's parachute lives. Here we are at Con Unit, converting onto 4 engines, Halifax 2, dreadful aircraft, but we trained on it, and here's the whole crew. They're all lined up, you've heard them before. Bomb aimer, me, and all the various fellows, they're all there. This is a Halifax 3, this is our operating aircraft. RAAF, or as one rude pilot called it, our soul. But we better not talk about him because he could be up on a charge for misdemeanours like that. But here we've got the ground crew. You can see them, the flying crew you've seen in other photos, but they're all there. There are three ground crew plus our air crew, and the good Bristol radial engines on the good Halifax 3. Good aircraft. We enjoyed it. This is a picture that Peter Brett managed to take while in prison camp at Heidekrug in Germany, and in front of him is his proud possession where from rubbish or scrap or Red Cross parcels he's manufactured this washing machine. There wasn't a lot to do in prison camp, but keeping clean was important, and that's what they got stuck into. You can see he's not the best dressed fella in the West, is he? This is Doug Eady in prison camp with his other crew members in Heidekrug, and he was a great warrior, Eady, on the target. He used to panic a bit, up in the nose, lying on his stomach, looking down through the plexiglass and through the bomb sight. He could see all the damage going on, but he used to keep exclaiming, "Oh God, oh, geez, look at that, oh." You know, in the end, his mate Brett used to say, "Shut up, Eady." But anyway, he was a good fellow, did a good job. I went and saw him after the war, but he died 20 years ago. I found this in my old escape kit. This is a bit I didn't use. It was supplied to us. It's a segment of hacksaw blade. In the event that you were in an unfriendly place and you needed to cut your way out, so, you know, why not? Look, doesn't take up much room, but a handy bit of escape gear.